all of the cues and stocks that you should track as we get into a fresh trading session. We have our research team here with the trade setup. Nigel, Vahishta, Rima, all join me now. Guys, a very good morning to all of you. Rima, coming to you first for the market cues. The handover definitely is weak today.
Absolutely. And hi, good morning. So let's start with the top-down cues. Wall Street ends lower, down 1 to 1.5%. The ADP private sector jobs data shows that the jobs monthly addition continues to be very strong. And this is despite so many headlines, whether it's from Amazon or Salesforce yesterday, which seem to suggest the job cuts are accelerating. But despite that, the jobs market continues to remain very hot. And when we are in a rate hiking cycle, good news is bad news. So which is why when the strong ADP private sector jobs report came out, we saw Wall Street sell off and we saw the US 10-year bond yield also spike up. We await the monthly non-farm payrolls report for the month of December, which will be out post-market hours from an Indian market point of view. The SGX Nifty is suggesting a decline as we begin trade with. But remember, yesterday on the weekly options expiry, markets saw a spike in the last 1.5 hour of trade to almost end at that 18,000 mark. So one key level to watch will be yesterday's intraday low, which is 17,892, which also coincides with the 100-day moving average. Can we defend that level, 17,892? And if that's broken, another level to track will be the 26th December low of about 17,776. The dollar index, remember, has spiked up. When the dollar index rises, it's negative for emerging market flows. And we've started seeing the FI outflows also pick up in the Indian market. So yesterday, the FI sold in the cash market for the 10th consecutive session. And the selling was to the tune of 1,449. The sell figure by the FIs is less than what we had in Wednesday's trading session, but it's still a large sell figure. Earnings season kickstarts from tomorrow, so that's going to be dominating the headlines. But for today, expect the action to come top down. Back to you.
All right, Rima, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those cues. By the way, take a look at the SGX Nifty. We have seen a little bit of a recovery there as well, just at the flat line right now. Let's also talk about the individual stocks you should have on your radar as we get into this trading session. And Vahishta is here with that entire list. Vahishta?
Hi, good morning, Pavitra. Let me start off with L&T, wherein its subsidiary L&T Realty Developers has entered into an agreement to sell the entire stake of 99% in a subsidiary, Think Tower Developers. Now, the entire stake is being sold to Mr. Prateek Kalsaria, who does not belong to the promoter group. Think Tower Developers has not commenced any commercial operations as of yet. Moving on to Ambuja Cements, which is incorporated a wholly owned subsidiary, Ambuja Resources. Next is Bajaj Allianz General Insurance, which has the December business update out. The gross direct premium underwritten is at 1,200 crores, and in fact for the 9 months of the ongoing financial year, the gross direct premium underwritten is coming at 11,700 crores approximately. Moving on to Aster DM Healthcare, when the group CFO Srinath Reddy has put in his resignation with effect from today. IDBI Bank, the SEBI has given its approval for reclassification of the government's shareholding in the bank as public after its stake sale. RVNL, in a joint venture with ISC Projects, gets a letter of award from the Gujarat Metro Rail Corporation for an award for approximately 160 crores. And the last stock is RHI Magnesita, which has received an approval from exchanges for acquisition of refractory business of Dalmia Bharat Refractories for 1,700 crores.
All right, Vahishta, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those individual names we should track. Finally, let's also talk about all of the cues from the futures and options space. Nigel is here with exactly that. Nigel, yesterday was quite shaky. How's it looking today?
Well, yesterday, in fact, maybe the weekly expiry played out to the benefit of the bulls. And I say that because, we did see some bit of covering in the final hour of trade itself. And for at least yesterday, it seems the bulls, they dodged the bullet and they live to fight another day. The Nifty Bank, that was the problem pocket. Is this the new trend, or are we like to see a bounce yet again? Because yesterday it was off color, though it in the last hour of trade it clawed back to end around the 50-day MA odd. The flows have been a little bit weak. The FIs have been selling for the last 10 sessions. They've sold close to 11,500 crores odd. And the other problem is the institutional numbers. They have been delivering net sell numbers. The last 2 days it's around 1,700 to around 1,800 crores of net sell from institutions. But otherwise, in 7 out of 8 sessions, they have been sellers. What are the FIs doing in the F&O market? Well, they covered some shorts. In trade yesterday, close on 12,000 short contracts were covered out, and there were 5,000 long contracts that were added. And now the long short positioning is at around 41 to to around 59% odd. We were talking about some short covering that could take place yesterday, and that's precisely what happened. Now, call writing is very, very aggressive, 18,200, 18,300 odd, so I don't expect the Nifty to get past the 18,250 in a hurry. On the downside, though, there was some semblance of buying. The 17,700 put, the 17,600 put, well, they opened up yesterday, so there was some buying being seen out there. But at the 18,000 put, there was some bit of writing that was seen out there. And that's giving you some bit of hope that maybe yesterday's low of around 17,900 odd should hold out. That coincides with the 100 DMA, and that's the crucial support zone. The SGX Nifty is suggesting a bit of a flattish start. I think intraday you get a bit of a dip, and then risk reward could favor you with yesterday's low. Two stocks to track. India Bulls Housing Finance, that's come into the FNO band, so keep an eye out on that one. And PFC, it's been moving with good amount of traction. For this year itself, it's up more than 10%, so keep an eye out on that one. Back to you.
All right, that is how the trade setup is looking this morning. Nigel, Vaheshta, Rima, thank you very much for joining us and prepping us up for this session. With that, it's time for our first short break on the show. But on the other side, the SEBI says it will recognize the government's post-sale stake in IDBI Bank as public shareholding. More on this when we come back.